Hi, weasels, and welcome back to Crazyverse on PhoenixTalon's invite for builder-only world Crazyverse. And we're back in the Obsidian Castle. And I finally got back to working on this. I do want to apologize for the lack of content. Real life has been a little bit hectic. I was still getting over that cold I had. But I'm feeling better and I'm back to it, and the long wait is worth it because I've made some significant changes. Now, I didn't do much here because this was going to be the entryway sitting area, and there's really, other than putting a couple couches, I guess this is just going to be the big, overwhelming, empty space. I guess that's kind of evil, but there's nothing really. Couldn't think of anything except tables, and I was kind of thinking of like a fireplace here-ish, but I don't really know how that would work. I don't know. Anyway, I decided to save the peakstone tables for possibly downstairs in the barracks. I just did this kind of like, I don't know, cafe style. I don't know if it really makes any sense, but this is for like all the commoners, and I might put a few more. And then this is like where he would meet with his fellow evil geniuses or whatever. Yeah, so food, his dining throne, and then I didn't do the snake thing here because it just made it awkward to put it in front of the table, so I put the snake thing over the throne because I think that was more fitting. Because I still wanted to keep that theme. Because I think the wizard king guy, like, he's not really a king, he's a wizard, he's just the, but he felt like he was supposed to be king or whatever, so he kind of like lived like a king because he built this place for himself so that he could, you know, live out the fact that he believed he should be worshipped or whatever. And I don't really like this lighting with these, because it really ruins the effects I was going for, but it was just too dark without it, but I think that's because there's wonky lighting issues. Like right here, for instance, this should be bright too. There's lights under here. Yeah, see, I do that, and now if I put this back, I mean, a long time ago, there was lighting issues like that in the game, and I think that it's just the same old lighting issue. So we're going to be back to, if you see a suspicious shadow, try putting a light down and then picking it up again. That might fix it. So, but so I just got sick of not being able to see, so I put a few of these medieval torches, but now that the lighting is back to normal, I don't really like the look of these, because I liked the whole thing is I want that blue blacklight effect. Because I like how evil it looks. The only place I want to have some lighting is this one chandelier. And yeah, I did the chain, so I guess the chain is designed to match up like that. But then you can also just use the chains on their own, so that's cool. So yeah. And I did this. If you flip the switch, the healing beacon turns on that way, because this beacon does show when you're down in the factory, and that way you don't have to have the beam always in the way down there. But if you wanted to sit in the chair and use it for healing, you could. And I have, yeah, a big bowl of corrupt soup, some corrupt sandwiches, and some cheese sandwiches, and then of course some sort of alcohol. probably some sort of, like, vodka or something in his goat's blood. It's probably, like, 50% goat blood from the sacrifice room and either, like, wine or some sort of strong alcohol. I mean, if you slumbered inside a cold, dark mountain for about 1,000 years, you'd want to party. So, down here we have this. This is the barracks. We have a, little, like, torture device. I don't know, I don't know what it is. A little kind of, like, interrogation chamber. Like, from the movie Matilda, it's like the Chokey. If you can remember that place that Miss Trunchbull would stick the kids. Yeah, so there's that, and then these are 2 jail cells. And again, we've got lighting issues, making all kinds of weird shadows. It's torch. Might update it. Oops. I never thought I was smarter than to carry bombs on my car. Okay, so now we pull that. Still dark, but whatever. So this is... They're both pretty much the same, except I think that one's a little smaller. You have 2 mattresses on the floor, a piss pot, and they were lucky enough to get tossed a scrap of moldy bread and a cup of water, and that's their supper. So that's the jail cell. And here's another jail cell. Oops. Again, a piss pot and mattresses on the floor, and these people didn't get fed yet. And then here you have the boiler room. And I've been doing this a lot because I'm kind of going for a steampunk feel. And this idea was totally PhoenixTalon. Because of the way he did his computers. But I did it with the, this is another LED just turned so that that's the back of it. Because I thought this texture matched to make like the other side of the computer. And, so it's just, I've been learning how to use the arc signs, and there's one down there. And then those bars were supposed to be like a graph, like, you know, this one's full, you know, this one's less, that one's, you know, trying to do some sort of like display or whatever, but like how there would be technical readouts on a computer screen for boiler room equipment like this, and then this just says pressure nominal, efficiency 90%. I didn't know what to write, I just put something there. And that's pumping, and then there's water boiling back there. And yeah, and there's steam being released. And a pump there, and then... Because on the other side of this is the goat room. These are the pipes you see when the corruption flows. So yeah, I came up with that. And then this is for the factory workers slash soldiers. This is their... where they sleep. And like, he's probably got like 1,000 people working. I mean, he's got a lot of people working in the factory and living here, and probably not everybody has a bed. They probably take turns who gets to sleep, because there's probably not enough beds. There's only like 2 this way and then 2 high. they set this up. They grabbed an old metal trash can and made a fire. Scurried up some of the chairs from the dining area to sit around the fire and talk and stuff. And then they have these tables where they play cards and drink ridiculous amounts of the alcohol that Demon Wizard Guy provides for them to keep them complacent so that you can, you know, control them. And then this is like, I haven't really finished working on this. Was like a mess line type, like, chow line thing that was gonna be like cafeteria style. I'm just gonna put some food here, make it look like this is like a little kitchen area, like where all the kind of like a feed trough, like, and these were just storage of stuff I'm using. Those won't be there. So yeah, not much yet, but at least I got a concept down. And like, I have a feeling like these were prisoners that were working in the factory as part of their, you know, like work release. Like, okay, it's either jail or this. So they were like a rough bunch, but they, you know, weren't necessarily slaves. But then now that the guy's possessed by a demon, he's treating them even worse than he was before. And, you know, they're prisoners. You know, they're not allowed to leave here. They are basically slaves, but it was like not really a group of nice people to begin with. So you can kind of think of like this as a kind of like party area, because like, you know, they'll get foods, like the staff that runs the rest of the castles to bring food down here to them. You know, smuggle them some decent food every now and then when they get a chance. And you know, they've kind of set up a somewhat decent area. I mean, of course it's not decent, but it's like they're coping with their situation by kind of like creating this, you know, area. But you know, he didn't give them any of the nice stuff they have. They have nice stuff, you know. They've kind of like been ingenuing their own survival, because now that he's possessed by the demon, he's not really taking care of, like, not really checking up on them. They're not really guarded, so they're allowed to sort of get away with stuff. So then down here we have this. This is my processing machine, or my slice-o-matic. Let's turn it on. And all the gears move. Number pad is just for show for now. So if you look in there, so you can kind of see through the window, there's some chunks of obsidian, and I put the window up so it would kind of like obscure it a little bit and make it look sort of less stupid. I don't know. And so now you see there are chunks of obsidian slabs, and then down here they're obsidian rods. And then the rods get dumped into here and pumped through here into here. It's a machine that's making obsidian rods. But those are processors turned backwards, and I can still access all of them, other than the ones behind the vent, which I could always jump up here to access if I need to. Oops, I missed one. There we go. So yeah, machine that's grinding up obsidian and turning it into obsidian rods. But it's also a way that I can access all of them. So it's got function to it, and it's still got all, like, in here is, oops, still, all my stuff I might need to process. So I still am using it. And then, yeah, output. And then over here I had a slight problem. Oh yeah. I do like the fact that you can lay stuff down on the ground now. Like, that's where the thing is, but it's like life-size. Crowbar is actual life-size crowbar, and it's laying on the ground. And just being able to do that is cool. So I'm glad they finally laid stuff down, but it did mess up one of my other things that I had been using, the fact that they stood up like that on one of my other designs, and now I have to redo that. But, okay, I'm gonna turn this one on. And it pumps, and smoke comes out. Yeah, it just took a little bit for the lighting to update, and yeah, the sand goes in, it gets burned and broken down a bit, it turns red hot, it turns white hot, and then it falls into the bucket of water when you can see the steam's coming up from it quenching, and then you can't really see, but there is a piece of glass in there, and the glass flows down through here, and it ends up in here. And also, wax was melted and iron was forged in the machine recently. And again, these are just forges backwards so I can reach them all, but they don't look like forges. So yeah, but the problem is I was gonna do the glass in front like I did on the other one, just so they'd match, but if you look through the glass, you can't see the smoke. The smoke's there, but you can't see the smoke. So, I don't know if it's all glass, all windows, or if it's just the industrial windows, but that's a glitch they really should fix. Because it would be neat if I could do this effect. You know, you should see the same thing through glass that you see through everything else. You shouldn't have smoke illuminate like that. It's transparent, it should just be... I don't know. It's weird. That was kind of annoying, so that's why I didn't finish doing the glass, but... So yeah. I finally got the factory actually looking like a factory. Oh, that crowbar does look really cool. Oh yeah, and I put these here. I put a red light under a log, like a hollow crackwood log, so then that created the red light. And then with the red light on these, it made them look like toolboxes. So that's why they're there. So they have a crowbar over by the toolboxes as one of the tools, and then I have a crowbar over there for opening those crates. So yeah, that's what I came up with so far, and now we've got even more to look at. Okay, so we saw this floor, and let's keep going up. Okay. Here we have this is for the Arcstone harvester. Why is he sideways? He was facing forward before. And then I go to hit record and he's facing the wrong way. Anyway, whatever. At least he hasn't fallen through the slab yet, which he will do. You turn this on and that turns on, and it's paralytic gas flowing, subject immobilized, metabolism sufficiently stimulated, nutrient introduced. That's the computer telling me what's going on with the PIPA. And then you come over here and you flip this switch, activate the Arkstone Harvester, or Arkstone Siphon. Arkstone transfer rate is 20 per minute. And then you come over here, turn this on. Sedative gas flowing, subject dormant, press enter to begin dissection. And it's even got the little cursor. But I can't have the knife sticking out of here like I had before. Well, I guess I could put the knife... Let me try. So I put it over here because it's always going to face that way no matter where you put it. You can't rotate it. So I put it on this side so it's still poking him, but... Oops. Let's see, what don't I need? Do they have anything in the inventory I want to get rid of? Oh, this can go. Okay, so that's what it is. The inventory just... taking this off of here. Because I put it there because I was trying to do some sort of robot arm that would make it look like it was controlled by the computer, but I didn't like the way it looked on the shelf. But if I, yeah, I'll put it like that and it will just be that, like, it hasn't deployed yet. It's in, no, it doesn't, it just doesn't look as good as it did before, but anyway. And you have to look at these at just the right angle and you can kind of see that the text is floating in front of them. But the way I see it, these are like futuristic steampunk screens anyway, so they're holographic. You know, the text floats in front of them. They're able to generate a floating text. And then here we have analyzing sample. Demonic like it's sent the laser over there. Demonic residue inconclusive. Corruption radiation high. Mutation possible or probable. So yeah. Instead of just typing out gibberish, pretending it's an alien language, I actually thought of some things to say. Now that I've gotten used to how to use them, they're not too bad. They were overwhelming at first, but you can fit a lot more text, and they're good for doing stuff like having different lines like that, and I guess you could have those lines programmed to be like going off different, like you could have it say this and then say that and then say that, you know. Could have the text programmed to change or the whole thing programmed to turn on and off, so I guess that's a cool feature. So yeah. But it looks so much better when the keep is facing forward because his little like lure thing, angularfish style lure, his Arkstone hangs over and kind of looks like it's on top of his tray, so it looks like he's strapped down and his Arkstone gland is like isolated, so that as soon as it produces a full Arkstone, then it's sucked out of him, and then he's pumped. He's like chemically altering his metabolism to be super fast, and grows the Arkstone super fast, and then he's pumped full of pie, and produce arc stone. I am really proud of downstairs and stuff. I did a lot. I guess thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.